The world is taking notice of a significant shift in military technology. This shift is originating from China. Beijing has quietly achieved a remarkable breakthrough in weapons development. This involves a new kind of hydrogen-based explosive. What makes this development so newsworthy is its dual nature. China is not only modernizing its traditional nuclear arsenal with advanced hydrogen bombs, but it has also pioneered a non-nuclear explosive that harnesses the power of hydrogen. This is a profound development. It blurs the lines between conventional and strategic weapons, creating a new category of powerful yet precisely controllable armaments. It presents a new challenge to the global order. This isn't just an incremental improvement over existing technology, it represents a leap forward with deep strategic implications for the world. For decades, the term hydrogen bomb exclusively meant a thermonuclear weapon, the most destructive force known to humanity. China is now rewriting that definition. By developing a non-nuclear explosive that uses hydrogen, it has created a tool that can produce devastating effects without the radioactive fallout. This innovation, coupled with the rapid expansion and modernization of its nuclear forces, signals a clear ambition. China intends to alter the military balance of power, particularly in the Indo-Pacific region. The news of this development arrived with a certain deliberateness from Beijing. In early 2025, China publicly displayed a model of its first hydrogen bomb at a major aerospace event. This was a clear signal of its confidence in its advanced nuclear capabilities. Simultaneously, details emerged about its new non-nuclear hydrogen explosive, a device capable of generating immense heat and pressure over a sustained period. This two-pronged advance, improving the old and inventing the new, is a classic strategy of a rising power. It seeks to challenge the established technological and military dominance of its rivals, most notably the United States. Why does this matter now, on June 12, 2025? Because technology is at the heart of geopolitics. A nation that masters a new form of power can reshape alliances, redraw spheres of influence, and redefine the rules of conflict. China's hydrogen breakthrough is not merely a scientific curiosity, it is a political statement and a strategic tool. It provides Beijing with a wider range of options in any potential conflict, from targeted strikes with its new conventional explosives to the ultimate threat of its modernized nuclear warheads. Understanding this development is crucial for navigating the complex security landscape of the 21st century. To grasp the significance of China's innovation, we must first understand how it works. The new weapon is not a nuclear bomb. That is the key distinction. Traditional hydrogen bombs or thermonuclear weapons use a fission reaction, like an atomic bomb, to trigger a fusion reaction, where hydrogen isotopes are fused together. This process releases unimaginable amounts of energy. China's new device, however, achieves its destructive power through a sophisticated chemical reaction. It cleverly bypasses the need for any nuclear material, which makes it a fundamentally different and more flexible type of weapon. It is a new tool for a new age of warfare. The core of this technology lies in a material called magnesium hydride. This is a solid-state compound that can store large amounts of hydrogen gas safely and compactly. Researchers at the China State Shipbuilding Corporation's 705 Research Institute developed a method to weaponize this material. The process begins with a conventional explosive charge. When this initial charge detonates, it triggers the rapid thermal decomposition of the magnesium hydride. This releases a massive cloud of hydrogen gas almost instantaneously. The hydrogen then ignites in the air, creating a massive sustained fireball that is far more powerful than a typical explosion. The effects of this non-nuclear explosion are startling. A relatively small device weighing just 2 kilograms can generate a fireball that exceeds 1,000 degrees Celsius. What is most remarkable is the duration of this inferno. It can last for over 2 seconds. This may sound brief, but in the world of explosives it is an eternity. For comparison, the flash from a conventional TNT explosion lasts for a mere fraction of a second. This sustained, high-intensity heat can melt aluminum alloys and cause uniform destruction over a large area, making it uniquely effective against fortified structures or widespread targets. Perhaps the most groundbreaking feature of this new weapon is its controllability. Because the blast is chemically induced, its intensity and scale can be precisely calibrated. This is a significant advantage over the all-or-nothing nature of nuclear weapons. It provides military planners with a new level of precision, allowing them to tailor the weapon's effect to a specific target without causing the catastrophic and indiscriminate destruction of a nuclear strike. This fusion of power and precision is what makes the technology so disruptive. It creates a powerful new rung on the ladder of military escalation. The development of this new weapon does not exist in a vacuum. It is part of a much larger, more ambitious military modernization program undertaken by China. Over the past 5 years alone, from 2020 to 2025, Beijing has reportedly tripled the size of its nuclear arsenal. Projections suggest it could command over 1,000 nuclear warheads by 2030. This rapid expansion is not just about numbers, it is also about quality. China is fielding modern tactical nuclear weapons that, much like its new non-nuclear device, offer precise control over the blast intensity, giving it a flexible range of strategic options. To enable this expansion, China has invested heavily in its industrial capacity. In early 2025, it launched a new magnesium hydride plant in Shanxi province. This facility has an initial production capacity of 150 tons per year. This move is significant because it overcomes previous manufacturing hurdles and high costs associated with producing this advanced material. It signals that China is moving beyond the research and development phase. It is now preparing for the large-scale production and deployment of these new hydrogen-based weapons, readying them for integration into its armed forces across the board. This rapid Chinese ascent stands in stark contrast to the state of the United States' nuclear forces. The American arsenal, while still formidable, is largely a legacy of the Cold War. It is described as being approximately 85% smaller than it was at its peak. More importantly, its weapons are aging. The newest warhead in the US stockpile is over 35 years old, and the country has not built a new nuclear weapon in over 15 years. This has created a capability gap, particularly in the realm of modern, low-yield, tactical nuclear weapons that would be most relevant in a regional conflict in the Pacific. This divergence in trajectories is creating a growing strategic imbalance. China is fielding a diverse and modern array of weapons, from non-nuclear super-explosives to new adjustable-yield nuclear warheads. The United States, meanwhile, relies on an older, less flexible arsenal and has shown a reluctance to engage in a new arms race. Compounding this issue is China's refusal to engage in arms control talks with the US. This posture allows Beijing to continue its buildup without constraints, further challenging America's long-held strategic deterrence and its ability to project power in Asia. The emergence of these new Chinese weapons has profound implications for global peace and stability. It fundamentally alters the strategic calculus for nations around the world, especially for the United States and its allies in the Indo-Pacific. The new non-nuclear hydrogen explosive creates a dangerous gray area. It offers a way to achieve effects approaching those of a small nuclear weapon without crossing the nuclear threshold. This could lower the barrier to entry for large-scale conflict, as a nation might be tempted to use such a weapon, believing it would not provoke a nuclear response. This new technology erodes the traditional pillars of deterrence. For decades, the sheer destructive power of nuclear weapons created a grim stability known as mutually assured destruction. The introduction of powerful, precise, and non-nuclear alternatives complicates this equation. It provides China with a credible tool to use against hardened military targets, such as air bases or carrier strike groups, without resorting to nuclear arms. This capability directly challenges US military dominance in the region, and could make its allies feel more vulnerable, potentially forcing them to reassess their security alignments in a rapidly changing world. The expansion of China's nuclear arsenal adds another layer of complexity. With a larger and more diverse stockpile of modern warheads, Beijing moves closer to achieving nuclear parity with the United States. This reduces the effectiveness of America's nuclear umbrella, the implicit promise that it would defend its allies with its own nuclear forces if necessary. As China's arsenal grows, its confidence on the world stage will likely grow as well, making it more assertive in its territorial claims and more resistant to international pressure on issues from the South China Sea to Taiwan. Ultimately, China's hydrogen bomb, in both its nuclear and non-nuclear forms, represents more than just a military advancement. It is a symbol of a shifting global order. The era of unquestioned American technological supremacy is fading, giving way to a more multipolar world characterized by intense strategic competition. This new reality demands a sober reassessment of defense strategies, a renewed focus on diplomacy, and a serious effort to establish new arms control frameworks that can account for these disruptive technologies. The balance of power is changing, and how the world adapts will determine the future of international security.